In this example, f of x equals x plus 2 squared minus 9. So from this form, we already know this is a vertex form, right? This is the vertex form. The vertex form is given by f of x equals x a times, equals a times x minus h squared plus k. This is the vertex form. So you compare these, so you will see that a is equal to 1, right? And the h equals what? Not 2. It's negative 2 because it's minus h. Here is plus 2, so it's minus negative 2. And the k is not 9. It's negative 9 because it's plus here. Here is minus. Minus means plus negative number. So it's negative 9. Right? So from this information, we can see that the vertex is given by h is negative 2 and k is negative 9. So this is the vertex. Okay. So what about the symmetry line or axis of symmetry? Axis of symmetry or line of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is x equals h, so it's x equals negative 2. So what about the maximum or the minimum? Maximum or minimum? Because a is 1 greater than 0, so it must have a minimum values. Minimum values equals what? That equals the minimum value of f of x. F of x equals the k. K is negative 9. Right? So what about the intercept? So y-intercept, you just set x equals 0. Then you will have f of 0 equals 0 plus 2 square minus 9. So you will have 4 minus 9 equals negative 5. So y-intercept is 0, negative 5. X-intercept, which is we set y equals 0, right? You don't need to use the quadratic formula. You can just start from here directly. You set y equals 0, so in other words, fx equals 0. What is the x value? So it's the x plus 2 square minus 9 equals 0. You just solve this equation. It's kind of very straightforward. So you plus 9 on both sides, you will have x plus 2 square equals 9. Then you take the square root, so x plus 2 equals to, if you take the square root, you have the positive or negative number, right? Plus or minus 3, or plus or minus square root of 9. So it's equal to x plus 2 equal to plus or minus 3. So if x, so you have two equations, x plus 2 equals 3, or x plus 2 equals negative 3. For the first equation, you subtract 2 on both sides, so x equals 1. So here you subtract 2, so you negative 5. So in other words, you will have two x-intercepts. One is 1, 0. The other one is negative 5, 0. Right? So now let's look at another one. Another one is m of x equals negative x squared minus 6x minus 8. So here you can use the formula. So here a is equal to the first thing. This is the standard form, right? Standard form, so the standard form is mx equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So you need to memorize this standard form very correctly. Okay, so a is equal to negative 1, b is equal to negative 6, c equal to negative 8. Right? So from here, you can see we can find the vertex quickly. So the vertex is h equals negative b over 2a. So this would be negative b negative of negative 6 over 2 times negative 1. Right, so you have negative 3. K equals b squared, c minus b squared over 4a. C minus b squared over 4a, which is equal to c is negative 8 minus b squared is negative 6 squared, so it's 36 divided by 4 times negative 1. So this is negative 8 plus 9, right? So it's equal to 1. So in other words, the vertex is negative 3 and 1. Of course, you don't need to use the formula to calculate this k. You can use another way, or you can use another way you write in the parentheses. If you know h, you just need to memorize h. h equals b negative b over 2a. So k should be equal to this function, the m function, m of this h, or f of this h equals negative 3. So it's equal to negative 3 squared minus 6 times negative 3 minus 8. So this is the negative 9. This is the 18. This is the minus 8. So this is still equal to 1. You can see you will get the same answer. Okay, it depends on you which way you want to use. Okay, so we have this vertex and the symmetry axis of symmetry, which is given by x equals negative 3 equals h, right? Equals h, which is equal to negative 3. So what about the minimum values or the maximum values? Maximum or minimum? So since we have found x, h, k, and a, so we know that f of x, the standard form is ax squared minus plus bx plus c, can be written as the vertex form which is a times x minus h squared plus k, right? So our problem is, this is the some knowledge here. So our m of x here, we use m of x, not f of x here for this problem, which is negative x squared minus 6x plus minus 8. So we find that h and k already, so it's equal to a equals negative 1, so it's negative x minus what? H is negative 3, then square plus k, k equals what? K equals 1, so plus 1. So this would be negative x plus 3 square plus 1. So you see this one, this is the vertex form, right? So a is less than 0 because it's equal to, so it must have the maximum values. Max of f of this function m of x is equal to what? The y coordinates, right, of this vertex, which is equal to 1. This is the maximum value. So what about the y-intercept? Y-intercept, we can start from this form, the vertex form, right, to get y-intercept or x-intercept as I did in the previous example, right, as I did here. This is given by the vertex form. Of course, you can start from the standard form to find the y-intercept and x. So here I want to start from the standard form. It depends on you which way you want to choose. Okay, if I start from the standard form, so we set x to be 0. So what is the y value? So which is the m of 0 equals negative 0 square minus 6 times 0 minus 8. So it's equal to negative 8. So the y-intercept is 0, negative 8. The x-intercept. The x-intercept is we set y equals 0. So in other words, m equals 0, m of x equals 0, so it's 0 equals, so it's negative x squared minus 6x minus 8 equals 0. Okay, so you can use the quadratic formula, right? X minus negative b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac over 2a, right? So this would be negative b would be, b is negative 6, so it's 6 plus or minus square root negative 6 squared minus 4 times a is negative 1, times c is negative 8, 2 times negative 1. Okay, let's do the calculation. So this would be 6 plus or minus square root 36, so it's plus 32, right? Minus, sorry, it should be minus. It's plus, minus plus, so it's minus 32 over negative 2. So you will have 6 plus or minus square root of 4, which is 2, right? So you will have two numbers. One is 6 plus 2 over negative 2, which is equal to, so you have two numbers, right? Which is equal to negative 4. Oh, yeah, negative 4. Another one is 6 minus 2 over negative 2, which is negative 2. So you have two x-intercepts. One is negative 4, 0. The other one is negative 2, 0. Okay. So the next example, so this is the typical way to solve the problem. If you are given the vertex form, then you can get all the answer very quickly, right? If you are given the standard form, of course you can use the formulas to find all your answers, but you can also translate, okay, convert the vertex and the standard form to the vertex form. If you have the vertex form, it will give you more information quickly, okay? So now let's look at another example.